Great. I gave you two groups of verbs. Yeah, one group of the verb is regular, regular verbs, and the other group is irregular, irregular verbs, regular and irregular verbs. Okay, two groups. You have these two groups, and to talk about present perfect and simple past, we are going to use these verbs. Okay, talking about regular verbs, it has its base form. Okay, base form, and it has its simple past too, and it has its past participle too. And as you can notice in the group of the verbs that I sent, the group of the verbs, we have like this. Yeah, the same. Regular, irregular ones also they have base form, but in this case it is separated. Simple past from past participle. It is separated because they are different. They are different. In case of regular, we have work, we have study, what else? Need, yeah, work, study, need. Those are irregular ones. I mean regular verbs. Okay, they belong to regular verbs. The base form work, the simple past is also work. The only difference is the suffix worked. And the same for past participle also is worked. Study maintains its form. Look at studied. The only difference is studied. The base form maintains. That's why it's regular. For the past participle as well. Studied. Work, worked. Study, studied. Need, simple past, needed. Past participle, the same, needed. This is regular ones. Regular ones because the base form maintains in each tense. You know, that is regular. Okay, it's regular. But it's not that for irregular verbs. For irregular verbs, we have to use different. Let's see. We have be. Be is irregular. Be in the past is was and were. Yes. And the past participle? Been. Another verb that you know is did. Did is the base form. The simple past? Did.
Done.
You didn't say anything. This is the base form. Do is the base form. And the past, simple past is did. Do is the base form. The simple past is did. Yeah, you are sleeping. And the past participle?
Done.
Done. Yeah, but the pronunciation is done. Done. It's not done. 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 Okay, yes. What about have? Have?
Had.
That's right. Had. Past participle?
Had.
Also is had.
Had.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That is the difference between regular and irregular verbs. Regular and irregular verbs. Now pay attention. For when we are going to talk about simple past, it's a simple past, we are going to use this simple past. The same, it's a simple past. The tense, we are going to use this line, this column, not line. Simple past, worked, studied, needed. Simple past, irregular, was, were, did, had. For simple past, okay? Let's see. Let's write sentences into simple past. Let's write. How do you say trabajé? Trabajé ayer. How do you say trabajé?
I worked yesterday.
I worked yesterday.
Yeah. Simple past. Let's organize sentences into simple past. Simple past tense. Yeah. Pronunciation, my friends, is not work it. No, no, no. I I worked yesterday. I worked yesterday. Simple past. As you notice, simple past, this is affirmative. Affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence. I worked yesterday. What do we need? We need the verb in the past. The verb in the past. I worked yesterday. How do you say estudié inglés el año pasado in English? Estudié inglés el año pasado.
I studied
I studied last year.
last year.
I studied last year.
Inglés, estudié inglés el año pasado.
I studied English last year.
English last year.
I studied English, English, no English, no. I studied English, English last year. I studied. The verb in the simple past. I studied. Okay. How do you say? Hice mi tarea anoche. Hice mi tarea anoche.
I did my homework yesterday.
I did
Yeah.
my homework last night.
I did my homework last night. You know, we are using simple past. Simple past, that is worked, studied, did. Worked, studied, did. The verb in the simple past. Tenía. Tenía mi mejor amigo. Ahora ya no lo tienes. Tenía. How do you say? Tenía mi mejor amigo. Hace 2 años. How do you say that in English?
I had my best friend at
I had my
I had
My best friend.
My best friend
Last
2 years
year.
ago.
Hace 2 años.
2 years ago.
2 years.
I had my best friend 2 years ago. I had my best friend 2 years ago. I had, and we need the verb in the past. Okay? And you can use you, he, she, it. You can use we, they. Any of them. What do you need? You need subject plus a verb plus object. You have to organize like that. Subject plus verb plus object. I had, I worked, I studied, I did. What do you need? You need a verb. Worked. I worked. You worked. He worked. She worked. It worked. We worked. They worked. Yesterday. Right? So what do we have? We have in affirmative sentence, subject. We have the verb and object. So that is how we have to organize affirmative sentence in the simple past. Affirmative sentences in the simple past. Great. Let's move on. Now let's talking about also simple past, but negative sentences. Negative sentences. When we use to talk about negative sentences, what do we need? Negative sentences. In the negative sentences, my friends, we have to use the verb. Yes, this did. We use did. But did as auxiliary and a verb you can use. Into affirmative is did. When we talk about negative, we use did as an auxiliary verb. So let's use did here in the negative form. What do you need to organize negative sentence? You need subject too. Subject plus a verb, but you need negative. Okay? Did not. You are going to use auxiliary did not, then is the verb. Okay? Did not and a verb plus object. Okay? How do you say ella no hizo su tarea in English? How do you say ella no hizo su tarea ayer?
She didn't homework yesterday.
Didn't homework yesterday.
Do you agree? Do you agree?
I disagree.
Why?
She didn't her homework yesterday.
She didn't hear homework. Do you agree? She didn't her homework yesterday. Do you agree?
Teacher, the verb is missing.
The verb is missing. And tell me the verb. Tell me, please.
Do.
She didn't do her homework yesterday. Yes. So, in this moment, we are using did, but this is auxiliary verb. It is working as an auxiliary. Did. It's not the verb. It is auxiliary. And this is auxiliary and helps negative not. It is helping. Did is helping not. She didn't contraction, or she did not without contraction is possible. We are using did as an auxiliary. Auxiliary for negative sentences. Auxiliary for questions. Did is going to help us to organize negative sentence or questions. Negative sentence or questions. It's going to help us to organize. Also, did is for short answers. For short answers, did. Okay. Now, when we use, so here, we are using did, and it says plus a verb. What do we have? We have subject, yes. We have did, yeah. We have not contracted, and we have the verb, do, and complement or object. Negative sentences needs did. Did is the helper verb, is auxiliary verb that we need for negative. We need it for negative. She didn't do her homework yesterday. It's necessary the verb, but pay attention, we need the verb in the base form. The verb in the base form. And where is the verb in the base form? The verb in the base form is here. Base form. The verb in the base form. So, do, have, be, they are base form. Base form of the verb. And that's why it says plus a verb. And also, work, study, need, we use to organize negative sentences. We use base form, and auxiliary. Did working as a auxiliary with this base form of the verb. Okay? I didn't study. You didn't, did not, plus not. And the verb in the base form. Okay? That's why how we organize the sentences. Let's see. Negative sentence, that is, okay? So, she didn't do her homework. How can I say, how do you say, él no tenía a su mejor amigo? Él no tenía. How do you say, él no tenía a su mejor amigo hace 2 años in English? Él no tenía. Didn't have his best friend. He didn't have
two last name.
2 years ago. He didn't have his best friend 2 years ago. He didn't. How do you say? Ellos no trabajaron. Ellos no trabajaron ayer.
They didn't work
The verb in the base
yesterday.
form. Okay. Verb in the base form. Verb in the base form. He didn't work. He didn't work yesterday. He didn't work yesterday. Negative sentence. Okay. That is negative sentence. Affirmative sentence, negative sentence. So this negative sentence can work with I, you, we, it, he, she. Okay, they work with them. The verb in the with auxiliary. Did, contraction, did not, contraction, didn't. Didn't means no. Okay, don't write, please. You say not work. No, it doesn't exist. It is auxiliary. You need auxiliary. Did not, didn't work. The verb in the base form. The verb in the base form. He didn't work. Okay. What about questions? For questions. Questions. How can we organize questions? Yes, yes, no, yes, no questions. Do you remember? Yes, no questions. What do you need? The structure, you need auxiliary did plus subject plus the verb in the base form plus object if it's necessary. And question mark, of course, question mark. Did, how can I say, how do you say in English, trabajaste ayer? How do you say in English, trabajaste ayer? ¿Trabajaste ayer?
Did you
work
Work.
yesterday?
you work yesterday?
Did you work yesterday? Question mark. Yeah, look at, we have auxiliary, did, yes. We have subject, yes, you. We have the verb in the base form, yes, work. And we have the object, yeah, yesterday, it is time. And question mark. Did you work yesterday? And question mark. This is yes, no question. Answer, what's the answer? Short answer. Did you work yesterday, Magali?
Yes, I did.
So the answer is yes, I did. Short answer. Okay. We organize short answer. It is yes, comma, I did. Did you work yesterday? Yes, I did. ¿Hiciste tu tarea? ¿Hiciste tu tarea anoche?
No, I didn't.
Did you
Ah.
do your homework
No.
last night? Did you do your homework last night? Comma, no,
I didn't.
I didn't. You know, we are using, in this case, we are using did. Also, we are using did as a auxiliary into question did. And also short answer, yes, I did. No, I didn't. Do you remember? Dijimos que tenemos que copiar para responder de la pregunta. Short answer. Yes, I did. Did you do your homework? No, I didn't. That is short answer. Auxiliary did for negative sentences. For questions, for short answer. Short answer. Missing T here. For short answer. Okay. Short answers, did. Tiene que utilizar auxiliar did. Okay. Good. Let's finish. Now, this is yes, no question with simple past. We are talking about simple past. Simple past. What about present perfect? Present perfect. Now, for present perfect, what do we need? What do we need for present perfect? For present perfect, we need auxiliary have or has plus past participle. Auxiliary have or has plus past participle. You can use regular or irregular. This group of verbs. To talk about present perfect, we use regular or irregular verbs. But what do we need for these ones? We need have. This verb, have. We need to use have. Have and past participle. Past participle. Can be regular verbs or irregular verbs. To organize present perfect sentences. Have or has. Have or has. For present perfect. Let's see. Now let's organize sentences. Before, past participle. Past participle. What does into past participle, what does worked mean? What does worked mean in past participle? What does studied mean into past participle? Needed, been, done, had. What do you think they mean?
Teacher, past participle en regular verb is lo mismo.
Yeah,
Sí.
yeah, it's the same. But the meaning, what does worked mean in past participle? What does worked mean in Spanish?
Ha trabajado.
Just past participle.
Trabajando.
Yeah, I will listen to you. Do you agree?
Ella ha trabajado, sería.
not really past participle. We are not organizing sentences. We are not organizing sentences. We want to know just what does work mean? What does studied mean? What does needed mean into past participle? Okay, yeah, you're near. It's possible, but it's not worked. We don't need. And it's not ando, endo. No. What do they mean? So, past participle.
¿Trabajaste?
No.
Trabajo.
No. Past participle, friends, mean past participle is when the verb ends in Spanish, just the verb. That is the ending of past participle. Past participle. Worked. Studied. The same. Alone. Solo como past participle. No en oración. So in Spanish, the ending is gonna be ado, ido, to, or cho. Done. What does done mean? Done.
Hecho.
The past participle of write. Write is the base form.
Writing.
Written. Written is past participle. What does it mean? Written. Written. What does it mean?
Escrito. It means escrito.
It means escrito.
Wrote.
Written is the past participle. Written. That is past participle. Trabajado, estudiado, escrito, hecho. In Spanish. If you want to understand in Spanish. Okay? It's not as, no. Yes, past participle. Past participle. Where is as? As is have. Have is as. But worked is the verb trabajado. Participio de trabajar. Write, participio de escribir, written in English. That is escrito. Done is the past participle. In Spanish, this is. We are for present perfect. For present perfect, we need have and past participle, regular or irregular. No problem. Any past participle, regular or irregular, you need have or has plus past participle. Not simple past. Simple past is different. Simple past is different. Let's organize sentences now. Let's work. How do you say no has hecho tu tarea? Or how do you say has hecho tu tarea? Let's start with affirmative. Affirmative sentences into present perfect. Affirmative sentences into present perfect.
You have to.
Affirmative sentences into present perfect. ¿Has hecho tu tarea?
You have to.
You have done homework.
You have done, you
Mhm.
have done
Homework.
your homework. You have done your homework. How do you say, has trabajado duro? How do you say has trabajado duro?
You
You
have
have worked.
worked hard.
You have worked hard. You have worked hard. Ella ha estudiado inglés.
She has studied English.
She has studied English. She has studied English. Look at the difference. Look at the difference between simple past and present perfect. Marimar, don't write. So have done, have worked, has studied. And different from simple past. Simple past. I worked. She worked. She studied. I did. But in the present perfect, you need auxiliary. You need auxiliary. You need subject plus auxiliary verb have plus past participle plus object subject have auxiliary past participle done, worked, studied. Has escrito esa carta. How do you say? Él ha escrito esa carta. How do you say? Él ha escrito esa carta.
He has written
Letter.
the letter.
That letter. Esa carta. He has written that letter. He has written. And how do you say? Él escribió esa carta. Él escribió esa carta.
He wrote
He
wrote
wrote.
that letter.
Yeah, that letter. You know, different. This is simple past. This is simple past. He wrote. He has written. Present perfect. And this is simple past sentence. Simple past tense. Okay, simple past. He wrote. But it's different to say he has written. He wrote that letter is simple past. So we have to take here affirmative sentence. He wrote simple past and not present perfect. This is present perfect. Present perfect. Affirmative sentence. Okay. Contractions. We can contract. Pay attention. Contraction. You've. Contraction. We can change subject. I've done, I've worked. She has, she's studied English. He's written contraction. What is contracted? It's contracted has. It's not the verb be. Don't confuse. Has. He has written. He's written that letter. It's possible to use contractions. Okay? That means I, you, we, they work with have plus past participle. Past participle. And it, he, she, they work with has. Has plus past participle too. Past participle. I have, you have, we have, I have studied, I have worked, past participle. Okay. I have done, he has, she has, it has, past participle, done. Or been is past participle. Been, I have been, you have been, they have been in Tarija. Been. She has been in Santa Cruz. She has been. What does it mean? She has been in Santa Cruz. What does it mean? She has been in Santa Cruz. What does she has been in Santa Cruz mean? Or he has been in Santa Cruz? What does we have done our homework mean? Okay. Negative sentence. No he comido nada. No he comido nada. ¿Quién? Yo. I.
Haven't.
He comido. Have. Auxiliary have plus not. Have. Have not contraction. Haven't. Past participle.
Eaten.
Eaten. I
Yes.
haven't eaten
Anything.
Yes, I haven't eaten anything. What do we need? Subject plus a verb. In this case, auxiliary. Auxiliary have and negative not plus past participle. Past participle. Plus complement or object, period, okay? I haven't eaten anything. Subject, I have with negative, haven't. Past participle, eaten. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten anything. Negative sentence, okay? How do you say, no has hecho tu tarea?
You hasn't. No, you haven't, sorry. I haven't.
You haven't, yes, tú no has hecho. You haven't. Yes, you haven't.
Done.
No es casado, es done.
Done, sorry.
Done. You haven't done
Your homework.
your homework. Yes, You haven't done your homework. How do you say no he vendido nada? Celia, how do you say no he vendido nada?
Teacher,
How do you say no he vendido nada in English?
I have been sell. I have
No he vendido nada.
I haven't sold anything.
Haven't.
Yeah, look for the past sell. What is the past participle of sell? Es
Sold.
sold. Sell, sold, sold. Yeah, it's similar. Sell, sold, sold. So, necesitamos no el simple past, sino past participle. Es lo mismo. I haven't sold anything. I haven't sold anything. I haven't sold bananas. I haven't sold bananas. I haven't, no he. Okay. What is no he? I haven't, no he. Sold, vendido. Sold, vendido. I haven't sold bananas.
I haven't not sold anything, teacher.
Bananas, yeah, I haven't sold. Yeah, you can without contraction. I have not sold anything. I have not sold anything. No he vendido nada. I have not sold anything. This is how we have to use the past participle. Past participle. Okay, and auxiliary have or has. How do you say ella no ha estudiado inglés? How do you say ella no ha estudiado inglés?
She hasn't studied English.
He hasn't studied English.
Yes, she has auxiliary has, not contraction. Hasn't studied English. She hasn't studied English. Negative sentence. Okay, that is negative sentence. We have negative sentence. What do we need? Subject, auxiliary have, plus not, with not, plus past participle. Don't forget it, okay? You need plus past participle and complement. Eaten, done, sold, studied. They are past participle. Not simple past, don't confuse. Different. How do you say no vendí nada? No vendí nada. O ella no vendió nada. How do you say in English?
She hasn't sold
Hasn't sold anything.
Ella no ha vendido nada. Ella no vendió nada. Different.
She sold.
Ella no vendió nada. Ella no ha vendido nada.
She hasn't sold anything.
She doesn't. So,
She doesn't.
didn't.
She doesn't tell anything.
sold anything.
Armas jajarakchi, perro, camachas. Yeah, didn't. She didn't. The verb in the base form. She didn't sell anything. She didn't sell anything. This is simple past. Did in the simple past. No vendió. Ella no vendió nada. She didn't sell anything. This is present perfect. Present perfect. Ella no ha vendido. Ha vendido. Didn't sell. No vendió. No vendió. Esa diferencia es que tenemos un uso fosilizado del present perfect. Que es, he comido, he trabajado, he jugado, no he vendido, no he lavado, no he cocinado. All of them are present perfect. Y ese present perfect trabaja con have, has, past participle. El presente, el simple past, no lo utilizamos. No vendí nada. No trabajé, no estudié. This is different. Simple past. Did es marcador de pasado. Obliga a hacer que se entienda en pasado, pero tiene que estar en su forma base. She didn't. No vendió. Y alguien, bueno, sold, dice, ¿no? Sold. No. The verb, cuando utilizan el auxiliar did, el verbo en su forma base. No necesita el pasado. El pasado, en oraciones simples, el verbo en pasado, la segunda columna, solo en afirmativo. Solo en afirmativo. Y no así en las negativas. En las negativas y preguntas, el did le ordena a este verbo a que se traduzca vendí. No vendí nada. ¿Okay? Y aquí es, no ha vendido. Ella no ha vendido. No ha, hasn't. Vendido. Ay, perdón, no es el vendido. She hasn't sold anything. She hasn't sold anything. Ahí está. Ella no ha vendido nada. How do you say he entendido in English? He entendido. How do you say? O no he entendido. O entendí.
I understood.
Yeah, simple past. Entendí. I understood. Entendí. I understood. How do you say he entendido? I understood. Entendí.
I understand.
He entendido. He entendido.
I
I
have
I have
understood. Understood.
I have understood. That means he entendido. Okay, my friends, it's necessary to work. Work, please. But help me. If you don't help me, so it's gonna be, it's not gonna be productive for me. Okay, you need to work. Work, please, a lot on it. Simple past, present perfect. Okay, simple past. And as you notice, the subject, el sujeto está en el verbo en Spanish, right? He entendido. Entendí. ¿Quién? Yo. Okay. This is present perfect. The difference present perfect and simple past. Simple past. Any questions? Practice is missing, right? Practice is missing. Good. Well, that is another difference, my friends. Another difference is that in the simple past, we use these time markers. In the simple past, we use yesterday, 2 years ago, last night. Those are markers for the simple past. Si usted ve yesterday, 2 years ago, last night, eso es marcador de pasado simple. Por eso dice que el pasado simple es una acción completa en el pasado. ¿Ok? Esos son marcadores de simple past. Simple past. Mientras present perfect no necesita marcadores de tiempo. ¿Por qué? Because present perfect es indefinite. Present perfect es una acción que ha empezado en el pasado y continúa o tiene evidencias in the present. Por eso no se utiliza. No puedo decir yo he hecho mi tarea ayer. Así decimos en español, pero no en inglés. No puedo decir I have done my homework yesterday. Eso no sirve. No trabaja así. I have done my homework yesterday. No se utiliza marcadores de tiempos exactos en English. No. Con present perfect. With present perfect, no. Es indefinido. En cambio, simple past is definite. Present perfect, indefinite action. ¿Ok? Sí se usa, por ejemplo, lately, before, son marcadores. Before, so far, son marcadores para el present perfect. ¿Ok? Present perfect. Pero no así yesterday, last night, 2 years ago, o tiempo. For example, I have done my homework in 2022. No. Si utiliza tiempos simple past y no así con present perfect. Y eso vamos a trabajar mañana. Tomorrow we are going to work on it. Any questions, my friend? ¿O están más confundidos? What do you say? Say something. That is the difference between present perfect and simple past. The difference between simple